Absolutely. So this is a lovely, simple embossed card, but I wanted to add a little bit of a twist with it in terms of a card fold. So I am using two of these items because I've got the Rose Blooms, which is the gorgeous embossing folder and die set from the Midnight Floral. And I am going to be using our new scoreboard and trimmer and envelope maker as well, so we're going to be using that one. And then I've also got in here how to create what it is that you want to say to your loved one, and with it being a Mother's Day one, I'm going to show you how you can use those dies as well. So first things first, I shall just put this to one side because I'm going to use the embossing folder. Now the size of this embossing folder is 5.5 by 5.5. So I've just taken some of my cardstock. This is a Centura Pearl in that lovely lilac. You can use whatever colour theme that you want. I just know my mum loves lilac, so I thought this would make a lovely card for her. And I've just trimmed it down to 5.25 inch square. Now I'm going to run that through the embossing folder. If you ever wonder how to use the embossing folders, there's a little bit of a giveaway. So we do have our logo on the back, so that if you are ever using a piece of cardstock that has got like a pattern or a coating, you know to put that down into there, because this is the raised, and you'll feel it when you put your fingers crossed, it's raised. So that means when you push that together and close that, what happens is that it's going to push through the fibres of the cardstock and going to give you that embossed side. So I'm going to pop that down into there and just make sure I've got that. Yeah, that looks okay. Let me just make sure it looks nice and perfect. And then because it's a 3D embossing folder, I'm going to use our cutting plate, magnetic shim over the top, and then the plastic shim over the top of that as well. And that's the combination for that 3D folder. Now, because you've got the die cut piece in there, you could give some extra layers if you wanted to. And I'll probably show you how to do that in a second. But when you take that off now, you've got that gorgeous embossed detailing running through that cardstock, literally transformed a piece of cardstock into something really simple. And I mean simple, sometimes we overthink things, we use inks, we colour, but sometimes just straight onto some plain cardstock looks absolutely stunning. Now to do the other method in the way that you would do and use this to its full potential is you've got your die. Now if I was to then try and place that over the top, yeah, it's doable, you can match that up. But what you would do if you was to run that die through, you would flatten all of that 3D feature.
Yeah.
So the way to do this one is to take your cardstock, and I'll use another piece of that Centura Pearl again. This time though it's die cutting, so we're going to take our low tack tape, just pop that on and hold it into place. Like so. Now we're die cutting, so we're going to bring in a cutting plate, and then we're going to bring in the plastic shim and the other cutting plate over the top of that. And I'm just going to make sure I've got that lined up properly. There we go. And then that would be the combination just for the straightforward die cut piece, because that's the bit that you want to do first. So we're going to do that bit. And then I'll show you how to put that back into the embossing folder and create a separate piece, which you could use for a different card if you wanted to, or you could do a little bit of decoupage layering over the top as well. So when we take that all out of there, I'll just pop those pieces, grab my poker tool, I'll just push that over there as well. Just take those pieces out, and then we're going to go in, there we go, now back in with the embossing folder. So now a question is how to put this into the embossing folder. So literally just to match that up, I'm going to line it up to where I think it looks. It's okay when I've got studio lights. At home you might need to just take a little bit of time with this. I layer it up over the embossed side. I know other people put it into the debossed side, but I prefer my method of popping it that way so I can see and line that up. But there's no right or wrong way with that, and by that I mean you would just turn that over, line it up into the deboss, and you've got both. Either way it works. There's no right, like I said, there's no right or wrong way, and you can usually tell if it's slightly moved, and I think that looks okay, so I'm going to stick with that part. And then because it's a 3D folder again, it's that same combination that I showed you at the first, with the cutting plate, the embossing folder, the magnetic shim and the plastic shim just over the top, and then run that through. And then you get your secondary piece, which could be used on its own and looks equally as beautiful. And if you wanted to keep your cards really clean and simple, you just need a little card base to pop that on and will look absolutely stunning. And again, when that now comes out, you'll see all that beautiful embossed detail, and it looks just glorious. Absolutely glorious. Now, the bit that I'm going to do first, is I'm going to put that to one side, because like I said, you've got your two pieces. That could then sit on the top, and then you could layer it even more. But I'm just going to put that to one side for now. We'll come in and use that in a second, because this bit, I'm now going to bring in my trimmer, because I just want to trim this into a half triangle. So I'm going to pop that on to the line. So this is our new trimmer. Just pop that down. I'm going to line it up onto where the cut line is. So at the top and the bottom, I'm lining that up, and the finger guard then will just make sure we go across and separate those two pieces. Now, whilst I've got this here, let's put that there for a second, I'm going to bring in my card base. Now, this is a 6x6 card base, and I just want to take off that corner because I've got that little bit of a triangular card going off. So I'm going to lift that again, pop that back underneath. Let me just move the scoring tool there. Line that back up again, so where that fold line is. And you can pre-buy cards. I normally make my own cards, but you can pre-buy. And I always know when you look at this, it looks like it's a little bit off because we're so used to the paper trimmer being like here. But with this, it's been engineered so that you can see when you pop that down, because the blade is up at the very top of this one. Pop that down, and that takes off that piece to create that lovely card base. So if you were making a twisted easel or anything like that, you could make, you could use your, well, it's an all-in-one scoreboard, paper cutter, envelope maker. It's an absolute genius idea. Now, these are the two bits that I'm going to pop into the corner. However, I wanted to do some matting and layering with those. So I've just used some white and the lilac cardstock again, and it's exactly the same. But what I did with this was, because this is a 6x6 base, I started with the lilac cardstock first at 5 3/4, then did exactly the same where I separated it by using the paper trimmer. And then the white insert, going down 1/4 inch again, takes that down to 6, 5, 3, 5.5. So it was a 5.5 inch square that I then separated again, just going on the diagonal to separate, and stuck those two pieces down. So that these, because if I do my measurements right, fits on there beautifully. And again, I'm just going to glue those down now with some all-purpose glue. You can use dry glue as well, so you can use our tape pens for this. If you want to give a little bit of height, you could use some foam pads or 3D Collal glue. I'm just going to pop that into place. Just going to give that, and this is why I like to use the all-purpose. It gives me that wiggle time. Just be careful when you are doing it, because it is a coated cardstock. It's not going to lift the colour too much with this, but just wanted to get that into place, and then just hold that for a second until it grabs. Let me just push that and make sure I've got that. There we go. There we are. Just hold that into place. And then the same with this one as well. And just pop that on. There we go, and then just pop that and line that up into place as well. So if your measurements are right, you should be absolutely fine and good to go with that, which is why when I'm starting, you can always trim that bit down before you do, once you've got your mats and layers on. Again, a couple of ways you can do it, but keep it nice and simple just by cutting down your sizes. You've got a 6x6 card base, you've got your 5 3/4, you've got your 5.5, and then the 5 1/4, which just fits perfectly, so that you're not having to do too much cutting. Now, bringing back in that card base, I'm going to have the feature at the top corner, like so, as though it looks, so it's almost looked like you've just separated it, but one's going to stick into this quarter. So I'm just going to pop the glue just onto there. And then just place that on. Again, tacky glue you could use, tape pen, depending on which glue you prefer, but I find all-purpose the better, so that I've got that bit of movement time to get that into, into place on how I want that to look. So again, I'm just going to use my glue just down there, and then come into that top corner like so. I'm just going to close that up just for a second to kind of make sure when I'm looking at that, and this is why I use all-purpose for this, I want the border to be roughly, I'd call that about 1/2 inch border. So in order to do that and to make it look a visual thing, that's why I've used the wet glue. So if you can see now, it's quite even looking.
Yeah.
So again, I'm just going to rub off that glue now that's just surplused out at the side or just splodged out of the side. But that's the card base done. This could be an area where you just write on if you just want to write on. I actually just did a little bit more mats and layers, exactly the same size. So when you look at that, that is exactly the same size in terms of 5 3/4, 4 1/2, 5 1/2, and then 5 1/4, just to mat and layer, just for somewhere to pop that. You could put a stamp into it if you wanted to put a stamp onto there. So lots of ways that you can use that area. But I felt like just by adding those mats and layers on, it kind of gave it a nice finished, polished look. There we go. So just pop that on. And then the feature bit, I just wanted to add a little piece. Now, I was arguing with myself at home with this part because I was thinking, do I have it on like a diagonal? So I could have it on a diagonal, which I thought looked quite pretty as well. So you could go diagonal or square, either way which you want to look. So square looks really nice as well. But I did plump for the diagonal part. So again, and I'll just give you the measurements of the first mat, which is 4 by 4 square, 3 3/4 square, and then I did a piece at 3 1/2. Yep, 3 1/2, and then just ran it through the embossing folder. So I'm just going to put those layers together. There we go. And you've already seen me emboss, so you don't need to see me emboss that part again, but we'll just pop that on. So I'll pop in that on. And then, like I said, you just decide where you want to put that. I mean, it looks nice square, but I do like that triangular look. So I'm just going to now put my glue just onto this bottom half here. So just turning that over, I'll use tape pen for this. And then just lining that up with the angles that I've got, I'm just going to literally place it to either, can you see at the top and the bottom, line that up onto that lilac piece. And that creates that lovely fold. Just something a little bit different. Now, of course, you've got your extra panel. So I could, at this point, use this extra panel to either give it a little bit of a lift on the inside, which, you know what, we'll change that up. I'll just give that a little snip. Let's just remove those pieces. I'll just come in and release that one as well. So you can then take that and then lift that up with either a panel to give it a little bit of a 3D look. So I think at that point I'll use my 3D Collal glue. And then just going in and adding that onto the top. Just get rid of that little piece there, there we go. And of course that will need to set and cure.
Yeah.
But now it comes to the question of how to put your piece together. Now, Happy Mother's Day. On here, you'll see that you've got all of these relations. And you're probably thinking, well, how have you made Happy Mother's Day with that, Debbie? Well, it literally was cutting and using my noggin there a little bit to work out that I needed to use the words that had got an H in, an A in, a P, and I just double cut that to create the Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Now I am going to be using this die set and using the mum later on because we've got mum, mummy, mom, no matter where you are in the world, we've always got a different way of calling our mums. Yeah, to create the Happy Mother's Day, it was just literally die cutting all of those in a piece of cardstock and then just fishing out the happy, the mothers and the day and putting that together. So that's why it's come from that set. And that now is just going to sit into the centre. And I say the centre, you could put it in the centre if you wanted to put it in the centre. However, I wanted to come down at this bottom corner because it's such a beautiful embossed detail that I felt like I was taken away from there. So I've come down to this bottom corner and just popped that on. And they're creating a clean and simple card, but creating that Mother's Day. And again, you could use a lot of extra embossing, lots of 3D feelings to that if you wanted to just keep running that die and that embossing folder through to create. So there you go, a Happy Mother's Day, clean and simple.